We are Biafran, nothing more, nothing less. You are welcome to land of rising sun. There is a land that is full of natural resources. We can divide us to the colonization. No, we are generous and industrious. Naturally, education and digital loaded. Mentally, you can check out what you want. Mama, Papa, can go see the French because anywhere you from, I run to one. Come and see who we are because you are welcome. Welcome to Biafra. It's over now you
And welcome, Diana. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. Please share the broadcast as you join. Share the broadcast on your own platform. Share it on your WhatsApp group. Share the broadcast any place you belong. Please share the broadcast. And as you join, you like the program, like the video and share. You like the broadcast, you share. That is how we overcome the attack. If you don't share, it will be difficult for us to get the people who are supposed to listen. When you share, people will notify that they will join us. Please kindly share as you join. Click like and share.
We are Biafran. We believe in quality education. We can be partners. If you're ready for innovation, and of course, we must pray. And prayer we must this very evening and always going forward. And I will pray in the language of heaven because Chukwukika Abiyama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na jeburu mi ihe Chukwukika Abiyama ihe dị na ja ha so ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko ebe ndị gị na-ese ekpere ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro, iwe nye anyị ndụ ala gịrị ndụ n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị aka ikere nọ n'ọgbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị, na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị. N'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha, ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra, onye nwe na Chineke, na ihe ikpụrụ anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra, onye nwe na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro, ma ndị na-agba agbọ bụ ebe niile dị iche iche, onye nwe na Chineke nna, ihere bụ nke niile etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na-eja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị. Ise, ise, ise.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining me on the program today. I appreciate everybody that have connected to this program, any place you are joining from. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect you, secure you, and keep you safe. Whichever part of the world you are joining me from, I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide you, continue to protect you, continue to secure you, continue to show you mercy, show you His grace. May His presence continue to follow you any place you are. I appreciate everybody who has joined. I thank my sister Linda TV show. I can see her, she's there. May Chukwu come and guide and protect you. I say my sister Diana Agumbiade, thank you so much for joining, Diana. I say Margaret, thank you so much for joining, Margaret. And every other person that is there that I've not mentioned their name. I say may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of you. I appreciate more especially those of you who are watching from Biafra land. Those of you who are connecting from Biafra land where things are difficult. Biafra land where we call the war front, where the whole thing is taking place. If you are connecting from Biafra land, I say may Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide you, protect you, and secure you. Whichever part of the world you are joining from. You are joining from Biafra land, you are joining from any part of the zoo, any part of Africa. You are joining from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, from Australia. Any place you are joining me from, I say may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide you, protect you, secure you, and keep you safe until we walk into Biafra. I thank you so much for joining. Today we are going to continue on our mission to get into Biafra. Remember what I do here every day. My main purpose of coming online on daily basis is to encourage my fellow Biafrans, for us to sit together and encourage ourselves on the situation at hand. We have to continue encouraging ourselves so that we don't lose focus. Because Mazen Nandi kind of have laid a foundation for us. We have to come at all times to remind us of that foundation that have been laid by Mazen Nandi so that we don't derail from the foundation. That is why I come online every day to encourage my fellow Biafran. I don't come online to gossip, nor to talk against people, nor to push propaganda, nor to preach hate speech. I come online to encourage my fellow Biafrans and other indigenous tribes who are fighting strong to get their freedom. That is why I come online. Because every indigenous tribe in that zoological republic have been made an endangered species. This is a fact that you will not hear in the conventional media. You will only hear it on social media from the mouth of those who are genuine, mainly the autopiloted group. And I have to remind you that the platform on which you are standing and you're watching today is an autopiloted platform. Autopiloted platform, autopiloted by Chukwu Okike Abiyama himself, under the spokesmanship of Master Simon Ekpa and on the leadership of Master Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand. In truth and consistency. Remember the message of Master Nnamdi Kanu. It says, consistency is the key. That is my memory verse in my channels. Any place I appear, that is my memory verse. Consistency is the key. And what are we asking for? We are asking for self-determination. We are asking for an independent state of Biafra. That is what we're asking for. We are not looking for anything short of that. We are not asking for any Igbo presidency, any Southern presidency. We're not looking for restructuring. We're not looking for resources. We're not looking for anything whatsoever. The only thing we are searching for is our freedom. Independent of state of Africa, state of Biafra. Independent of state of Biafra. That is what we're looking for. And we will get it. But today, we have to talk about an issue that concerns everybody. An issue to remind you where we are coming from and where we are today, and why we must get out of the Zolota Republic. Why you must not be distracted. You must not be distracted with the election. That is the topic I brought today. Why you must not be distracted from the election. When you look at the topic that I wrote there, you will see what I wrote there. If you look at the topic, check the topic, you will see the topic I chose there. Unrepentant Nigerian Lugard. Look at the topic. You are going to see it. Unrepentant Nigerian Lugard. They will never repent. They will never repent. I want to remind you about the unrepentant Nigerian Lugard. They will continue with their genocide. They will continue with their killing. They will continue with their insecurity. They will continue with their destruction of the indigenous people, which is the original aim of Lugard, that made him to bring people that don't have common things in common and merge them together. Chidex, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Chidex. That is why we are here today, to remind you about the unrepentant Lugard Nigeria. They will never repent. They will never change. They will continue to commit genocide. They will continue to commit all manner of sin. They will continue to make sure that you remain a slave. That is the mission of the Lugard Nigeria. Don't forget that. And in saying that, I want to remind you again to know that Nigeria has never, ever been a country. It is a company. And there is nobody called a Nigerian. Nobody called a Nigerian. And nobody is willing to die for Nigeria. Have that at the back of your mind. So when you see people who are playing their dramas and their game outside, who are talking about obedience, talking about election, just know that these people are enemies. These are the people who are afraid of the unknown. The fear of the known. I have done that message before. The fear of the known. This group of people who are afraid of the unknown, they are the people who are still today talking about election, talking about Peter Obi, talking about Igbo presidency, talking about all manner of nonsense, Southern presidency or whatever. The fear of the known. But let me remind you again, we are dealing with the unrepentant Nigerian Lugard. The Lugard Nigeria. They will never change. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how innocent you are. It doesn't matter how gentle you play. The Lugard Nigeria can never, ever change from what they are. Uzamaka, thank you so much for joining. That Lugard Nigeria can never change from their evil. So many of you know what today is. You have seen many videos about EndSARS. Today is the remembrance of EndSARS. Today, they are remembering the EndSARS. I saw many videos online flying everywhere. They are making the remembrance of EndSARS. People protesting, walking about. And I don't know why this so-called youths, this so-called, with the memory of EndSARS in their head, they still have the gall to come out and begin to talk about election. And they are still talking about election, gathering themselves on P2B or whatever they say. The unrepentant Lugard. The unrepentant Nigerian Lugard will never, the Lugard Nigeria will never ever change from the atrocity, from making you a slave. They will never change. Look at what is happening today. Today of all people, a day that even the police are supposed to be the most gentle people. If Nigeria were to be a sane place, if Nigeria were to be a place where human beings live, where people who are mentally sound are, today, no first man will operate with a gun. No first man will raise hand against any civilian. If Nigeria were to be a sane country. A day like today, marking the EndSARS. EndSARS that was for the sake of the award Nigeria. That is why I tell you that anytime you make a move to rescue Nigeria, it will bring death, destruction, dehumanization to you. Anytime you make a move to rescue Nigeria, what is going to bring to you is death and destruction. Go and mark it, check it from origin. Since they are so-called unindependent, anytime you make a move to rescue Nigeria, it will bring death and destruction. It doesn't matter you go politically. It doesn't matter you go in another angle. It doesn't matter you go by your vote or whatever. It will always bring death and destruction. And they are opening a new page. A day that they are marking the people who were singing their national anthem and were shot in cold blood. And they denied it. Up to today, they denied it. So many of them, their corpses have not been seen up to today. Up to today, so many of them, their corpses have not been found. And yet, today of all people that they are remembering them, do you know that police was still shooting today? Has SARS ended? Has SARS ended? Today of all people, as they are marking the EndSARS, police were still opening fire on the innocent people. They were shooting tear gas all corners, using water cannon against people who were just remembering the EndSARS. This wasn't the protest. It wasn't. It's a memorial day. A memorial day. It is so painful, and I don't know why people in that zoological republic are so daft that after seeing this thing, everything that will make you walk out of this very zoological republic is playing before your own eye. Everything that will make you never ever to believe anything called one Nigeria is playing before. Any day you wake up, every day you wake up, you go to social media. Every day you wake up, you will go and look into their conventional media. You will see reason why you should walk away from this death that is want to consume you. Today of all people, they are still ready to kill. The Lugard Nigeria wants still ready to kill you at every given opportunity. They are ready to commit suicide at every genocide at every given opportunity. And still yet, some people are sleeping. And still yet, people expect us to beg them to walk away from this death. It is sad, but that is the situation. That is why sometimes I begin to understand why Mazen Nandekano, when he think about the mentality of the people in that republic, he begins to say that most of us blacks are lower than animals. Most of us are lower than animals. Shady, welcome. A day that EndSARS was not for Biafra. It wasn't for Dudua people. It wasn't for the Middle Belters. It wasn't for the disintegration of the zoological republic. It was for a better so-called Nigeria. And what did it bring? It brought death. Thank you, Fabio. Thank you for joining. It brought death. Jude Mosu, thank you for joining. Instead of bringing something meaningful, it brought death. I tell you, anytime you make a move to rescue the one Nigeria, which you are not part of the project, it is going to bring destruction and death to you. And there is no two ways about it. It has been happening right from independence, from amalgamation. From amalgamation. The amalgamation was done out of death, forcing people by force. People died. To force them to be together, they died. People were killed. Some obas disappeared in the process of forcing people to march together. Traditional rulers were killed. People were disappeared. So everything about the Zoological Republic, on their so-called One Nigeria company, is about death. It's about death. That is why each time you make a move to rescue that same One Nigeria, it will only cost you death. It will only bring death and nothing else. It is so clear. It is so clear. I don't know why it is difficult for people to understand. Please like the video and share. As you're joining, you like and share. I beg you in the name of Chukwu Kabiama, like and share. I don't know why it is difficult for people to understand. I don't know. From amalgamation up to today, from amalgamation, the foundation was led with people's blood. People were forced to be together. Some of us who pay attention to history, even when they forbid people from learning history, people that pay attention, you will see that so many traditional rulers were murdered in order to amalgamate Nigeria. We heard about the disappearance of some obas in Biri Kingdom. The same thing in the north. So many of them, the Hausa rulers were murdered. Everything about the so-called One Nigeria, the amalgamation was just about that. And from that onset, anytime you talk about establishing a Nigeria, what you are trying to do is you want to kill more people. You want to spill more innocent blood. That is what it means. And that is what they continue to do. They do it unapologetically. That is what they do. And they are ready. The Lugard Nigeria is ready to do it again, and again. And when you look from history, check, I have said it many times, check from history. It has all been about that. Anytime you make that move, it's all about they are willing to commit genocide again and again. As long as you are protecting something that is not, you are not part of. You are not part of the business called Nigeria. You are not part of it. The only people that they have included in the business, in the company called Nigeria, is the Fulanis. The Fulanis were included in the project so that their agreement was for them to take over the land, while the British will take the resources as much as they want. And they took that instruments of colonization, the weapon of colonization, they took it and handed it over to the Fulanis. The instruments of oppression, they took that instruments of oppression and handed it over to the Fulanis. And from that time up to today, they are still using that instrument of oppression to oppress you and I. And finally, when they have gotten to the end of the road, now they want to take over the land. They brought their foot soldiers, the Mieti Allah, recruited before your own very eyes on their national television. On their national television, they invited all the Fulanis all over West Africa to come and assemble in Nigeria. They didn't do it hidden. That is one thing with the Fulanis. When they want to do something, they will do it before you. There is nobody that will tell me that you don't know the antecedent of the Fulanis. They don't hide it. Fulanis will say something and they go ahead and do it. That is the audacity of the Fulani people. Before everybody, they announced that all the Fulanis in West Africa should assemble in Nigeria. That they give them visa on arrival. And a governor, a sitting governor in Bauchi came to defend it that Fulanis are Fulanis. They are just known about Fulanis. Any place they are Fulanis. That they don't have a nationality. That a Fulani man is a Fulani man. Wherever they see, they only identify themselves as Fulanis. They didn't hide it. They said it on the national television. The video is still out there. I still have the video. If I have the opportunity now, I can play it for you. A sitting governor defended it. That Fulanis don't have a nationality. That they are Fulanis any place they go. These are wanderers. These are wanderers. They don't have a home. They don't have a place. But they want to force themselves in a place where there is no land in this world that is not owned by people. Every section of land is owned by somebody. There's no land that's sprung on you so that is just plain. Nobody owns it. Every land is owned by certain people. But today, the Fulanis want to impose themselves. Foreigners. And before your own very eyes, their brother, who is the late Muhammad Buhari president, came and said that you should allow them, embrace them. That was his message. While they were busy overrunning the country, where they were busy taking over people's land, their brother was telling you, accommodate them. The message was accommodate them. He wasn't only preaching that message of accommodation, he was telling you to give your land for them. They didn't hide it. The Lugard Nigeria. The project of the Lugard Nigeria can never, ever, you can't change it. And one of their projects is to make sure that you remain a slave. They can commit that genocide again and again. It doesn't matter how many times. They are ready. The Fulani Lugard, the Nigerian Lugard Nigeria, they are ready to commit genocide again and again. I am recalling this thing today because of the celebration, the remembrance of the EndSARS. Remember during EndSARS? EndSARS is for the better Nigeria. And our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano, supported the EndSARS from day 1 to 2 to see. That is why you see Mazen Nandekano, he has given them every single opportunity, including these idiots today that are running around, shouting obedient. All these clowns running around shouting obedient, they were the people. Mazen Nandekano gave them all the support. During the EndSARS, he was preaching 2 times every day, 3 times. He was broadcasting 3 times, giving them all the support. Mazen Nandekano began to beg them, hold it for 2 weeks. Hold it for 2 weeks. Hold it on. Do not leave. Hold it until at least 2 weeks. What happened? When they saw food in the warehouse, every one of them fell apart. When a bullet was shot in the toll gate, that was the end of it. Now you begin to understand what the Biafrans are going through, what the IPOB members are going through. IPOB members have been shot at different times in their various homes, in their various gatherings. Unarmed, defenseless. In various gatherings, they have been shot. In various prayer grounds, they have been shot. And yet, they have remained consistent up to today. Because they know what they want. Freedom doesn't come cheap. Freedom doesn't come cheap. And it's either you want your freedom or you don't want it. There's nothing like staying in between. There's nothing like today you want freedom, the next day you want to look for a safe place where you will be. There's nothing like today you want freedom, the next minute you're looking for a safe ground, a landing space. You are wasting your garden time. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. During that EndSARS, Mazen Nande kind of supported it, and he was broadcasting 3 good times every day. And what did they do? Were they able to hold it? They end up bringing their ethnic card. They first of all shot the bullet. When they shot the bullet, that genocide, the same thing they did in Asaba massacre. That same thing they did in Asaba massacre during the Civil War. Many years ago, they repeated it again at EndSARS. They shot at people who were raising their flag and singing their national anthem. They opened fire. What does that entail? That tells you that you are not part of the Project Nigeria. As long as you are an indigenous person in that zoological republic, you are indigenous. You are not part of the Project Nigeria. And remember that while you were in the southern part of Nigeria crying for EndSARS, the people in the north were telling you to bring the SARS to them. They were saying that they love it. They were saying that they want the SARS, bring the SARS to them. While the people in the south were busy, seriously trying to make a change, sincerely from their heart. Their counterpart in the north, we are saying, give us the SARS. They are doing very well. The Lugard Nigeria. You can never change the Lugard Nigeria. It will only bring death. Today, of all people, today they are remembering the EndSARS to show you how wicked the Lugard Nigeria is, to show you that these people are animals. They don't have conscience. They do not have conscience. I saw a video that broke my heart. I saw a video. Somebody who was there during the time of EndSARS. This boy just came to pay respect to his colleagues that died. A boy who came around to pay respect to his colleagues that died. He was even sharing tears, so emotional, he was crying that he would have been a dead person up now, that Chukwu Kabiama saved him. While this boy was emotionally crying, remembering he was not armed, he wasn't doing anything. The police came there and arrested him. The police came there where the boy was mourning and crying and sharing tears. They came there and picked him up. He was not protesting. He only came there to remember what happened. He only came to remember what transpired. He was only thanking Chukwu Kabiama that he was able to survive it. And he was trying to pay allegiance and respect to his colleagues that lost their life. An eyewitness, he was there during the EndSARS. And the guy broke down, he was crying. While he was sharing tears, while they were interviewing him and he was sharing tears, police came there and arrested him and took him away. And don't be surprised, he is going to be in lockup for a long time. He's going to be locked up for a long time. This is the Lugard Nigeria, and you can never ever change it. I am using this language, the Lugard Nigeria, because our sister Ankyo Breeze, who has not yet fully come out to join his own brothers and begin to do the needful, she voiced out, she spoke about this Lugard Nigeria and said that election can never change the Lugard Nigeria. Election can never ever change the Lugard Nigeria. And that her word, that language she uses is deep. Very deep. The Lugard Nigeria. That language is very deep. These people are willing to kill you again and again and again and again. They are willing to impoverish you again and again and again and again. Please like the video and share. As you are watching, click like. Please kindly click like so that other people can get involved. Click like and share the video so that people can get involved. When you are liking, you are equally doing your own part, and the video will be going and people can be able to join us. Please, if you have not liked the video, kindly click like as you join. My brothers, we have to pay attention. You see why you have to be happy that you are a member of IPOB. You are a Biafran. You have to be happy. You have to be proud that you're a Biafran and raise your head high, because Biafrans, we know whom we are. We know that we are kings and princes, and we cannot give our right to anybody. And if you are a hardcore follower of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, if you have the opportunity to have messages of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, I have always told people, please and please, I even beg, If you have the message of Mazi Nnamdi, try and get your hand on the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. At least spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes every day on the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every blessed day, give the message 10 minutes. Listen to the message of Mazi Nnamdi 10 minutes. You will never remain the same. You will never ever remain the same. If you can pay attention to the messages of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everything we are saying today is a repetition of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. We are just reminding you because sometimes visual brings people's senses back. People prefer when they get the things visual, direct information. It has more effect than when you are playing on video, on audio. That is why it is necessary that we come on daily basis to remind you. But every single thing we are saying today, including the message of our spokesperson, Man Simon Ekpa, they are a replay of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have told us. But because we don't want you to forget, that is why we are repeating it again and again. And we thank Chukwu Okike that today we have somebody like Mazi Simon Ekpa. We thank Chukwu, we have somebody who is as consistent as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Very, very consistent. Building on the foundation of Mazi Nnamdi, he has never removed one pin, he never removed anything. He is building on that foundation, built on the rock by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why you see him today, unshakable, unmovable, unshakable. The more you try, the more you fail. The more you try against him, you fight him, you fight him, you be consumed. That is it. So it doesn't matter what you. It is high time we wake up and face reality. In the Lugard, Nigeria, nothing can change. Nothing will ever change in Lugard, Nigeria. Nothing. You cannot change anything. You can't change it because the foundation was laid on fraud. It's a fraudulent foundation, including the election they gave you. The election they gave you is a fraudulent one because they made sure that they rig into power people who they want to be in control. Every figure they are using in Zulu Republic are wrong figures. Every figure they are using to run the affairs of the country, they are all fraudulent. The foundation is fraudulent. They will tell you that the North has the greatest population. Where? How does it happen? They will tell you they don't have the landmass. All these are drawn, planned by the British to make sure that the Fulanis have upper hand because the Fulanis already have played allegiance. Remember, during their so-called independence, the Fulanis were not ready. During their so-called independence, Tafawa Balewa was not ready. Why Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe Awolowo were going for independence? They were not ready. And they said it point blank. They were not ready. They were ready to serve the British for as long as the British wants. And that contract was reached. They were pursuing the land. The assignment of Othman Danfodio. Othman Danfodio told them to make sure they dip the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. So the mission of Othman Danfodio was to occupy land for his own people. While they were chasing the land, they saw British. And British were chasing the resources. Then they reached the agreement. The British saw the willing tool in them, and he gave them that instrument of operation. The instruments of operation was handed over to them, the military and the police, to begin to oppress the indigenous people. That is why till today they are oppressed. That is why if you go to recruitment of their police and army, you will see the greatest number from the north. If you go to their recruitment, the recruitment of the police and army, the greatest number comes from the north. It doesn't matter how you qualify you are from the south. Go and apply for NDA. You will apply for NDA until you get tired and you will never apply anymore. But in the north, they share the form to them and bring them in with less qualification. They have been playing this game, playing it from time immemorial up to today. And you wake up. After seeing all this, you wake up, you from the southern part of Nigeria, and you are still believing the Lugard Nigeria. You are mad. You are insane. You are only signing your death warrant. But I thank Chukwu Okike that today, the Biafrans of today, 2023 will mark the end of every shenanigan you are seeing. 2023 will mark the end of every demonization, every oppression you are seeing in Biafra land is going to end. It doesn't matter if you support it or you don't support it. We are following the mandate of Chukwu Okike given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which was pronounced by our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa, that we are going home. 2023. Don't think that Mazi Simon Ekpa just wake up and give that number. We are working with people who knows the value of time. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spoke about this 2023. That is why I say listen to his messages. He spoke about it on a program, on his broadcast. He said about it on broadcast. He said that the election, if you are talking about election 2023, you are mad. If you are talking about 2023 election, Igbo president, that you are a mad person, you don't know what you're doing. He said it. And he said before the end of 2022, this republic will be destroyed. And what does that imply? That in 2023, we are going home. Biafra will come. And Master Simon Epa took up the banner. And today, he announced that same thing. And you are getting confused. And some people who claim to be Biafra, instead of them to key in into that message, key in into that word that Master Simon Epa spoke, key in and begin to ask yourself, how am I going to contribute to the coming of Biafra in 2023? That should be the question you'll be asking yourself as a Biafran. The question should be, what am I going to do? What am I going to contribute to make sure that Biafra comes in 2023? But instead of doing that, what are you doing? You are busy trying to find what you are going to do to make sure that the proclamation of our brother Simon Ekpa didn't come to pass. And you think it is his proclamation. It is not his proclamation. It is the proclamation of Chukwu Okike Abiama under the agreement of the whole Biafrans. And you are coming against it. You are coming against it. Instead of you thinking of what am I going to do? How am I going to contribute my own quota to make sure that we actualize Biafra in 2023? That should be the question in every genuine Biafran heart. In the heart of every genuine Biafran, the question you're supposed to be asking yourself every single day you wake up, what am I going to do? As these times approach, we are counting days. Don't remember? Don't forget. We are counting days. It is not like when we are fighting for past 13 years, more than 13 years, we have been talking about this. In the generation of Mazen Nanekan, in the strong that Mazen Nanekan is leading, 13 good years. Finally, we have arrived at a stage where we are not counting years, we are counting days. And you are not happy. You are not happy. You are disturbed. Because you are not the one speaking. Because it's not coming from you. Let me tell you, you cannot belittle Chukwu Okike. It is Chukwu Okike will choose whom he wants to choose. He will choose who he wants to choose. The same way our Suda Mazen Nanekan was choosing. Remember, initially, all they were saying about Mazen Nanekan is that little boy. Everybody, they were calling him a boy. Even when Mazen Nanekan Okukano is more than 50 years, somebody above 50 years, they still address him as a boy. They will say that boy. They will say that boy. That's what they call him, that boy. That boy. He was just born during the Civil War. He wasn't born during the Civil War. That boy. What does he know? That boy. But at this stage today, none of them can open their mouth and call Mazen Nanekan a boy anymore. Every single one of them, whatever they are in that zoo today, is Mazen Nanekan. Whatever, every single politician in Biafra land, whatever they are, the liver they have today is given by. Not only them, every politician you can see in the southern part of Nigeria, Mazen Nanekan have given him a confidence. It is because of the audacity of Mazen Nanekan, his strength. That is why you can see somebody. We stand on the national television and begin to tell you that Nigeria had to be renegotiated. There was a time when if you say that Nigeria had to be negotiated, you'll be arrested and you will be in jail for a long time in that Zoological Republic. The only thing we hear is the Nigeria unity is indivisible, or whatever language they use. But today, it was Mazen Nanekan that gave them that courage to begin to ask for restructuring openly. Even in the House of Assembly, they talk about restructuring. Kudos to Mazen Nanekan. Formally, you dare not open your mouth to say it. And in this era, Chukwu Okike Abiama have used Mazen Nanekan to open many eyes. Biafrans are awake and alert. We are all in alert. We can't be deceived anymore. And every single one of us, we are ready to go home. Very, very, very much ready to go. Not only the Biafran people, including our Oduduwa brothers. And let me tell you, even as it stands today, Oduduwa brothers are much more, they are formidable. As it stands today, our Oduduwa brothers are fighting hard and they are doing marvelous things that you cannot imagine. We are focused on our own direction and we can't be distracted. The Oduduwa people are doing their own. They are doing their own, doing their press up heavily. And you, a Biafran, that is supposed to be the leader, You that is a Biafran that is born to lead. Born to lead. You are busy gossiping. You are busy distracting your own brother. You are busy. Even when you do not, I have said it. If you don't want to participate, there is no problem. If you don't want to participate in the restoration of Biafra, there is no problem about that. It is not compulsory that every one of us will participate. If you do not want to participate, there is no problem. Take your blanket, go and sleep. When we get Biafra, we'll wake you up, you join us. But what baffles me is that there are people who are in that Biafra. These people, they do not want to participate and they don't want the Biafra to come because of their selfish interest, because of their envy and jealousy. How can a human being that have conscience open up his mouth and begin to say, instead of Biafra to come from so person and so person, then let it not come? And people are still listening to him. People are still sharing his video. People are still sharing the audio and they are listening to him. What else do you want to know? And you are still searching for the devil and who is holding you down. You call yourself an agitator, a freedom fighter. You are fighting for liberation. And yet, you will be in your own platform, your own program, and you are supporting the instrument of oppression against yourself while you are talking about liberation. When you're talking about freedom, what are you talking about? Freedom is to liberate yourself from captivity, liberate yourself from slavery. And you call yourself a freedom fighter, fighting for your own people to liberate them. But what you do on your platform is to support the instruments of oppression, the military, the police and the army. They are the instruments of oppression that the colonial master and the Fulanis are using to put you down. And what you do on your platform is to support them, to give them information against your own brother. And yet you claim to be an agitator. Shame on you. Shame on you. And not only you, shame to people that are listening to you. There is no person that has a common sense. There's no person that will have a common sense. You go to a platform that promotes an instrument of oppression. A platform that promotes an instrument of oppression, handing their own brother, the people who are fighting for the freedom, you hand them over to the enemy. And yet, you claim to be a freedom fighter, and people will go there. If you go there and listen to the person or share the video, you are as empty as you are just an empty vessel. You are the devil incarnate, and you don't need pity. All I can say is that you need a special deliverance wherever you belong. If you are a Christian, go and look for your pastor to deliver you. You are a traditionalist, go and look for a native doctor that will deliver you. If you are a Muslim, go to the mosque and look for somebody to deliver you. Because there's no way you can be fighting for freedom, yet you are supporting the instrument of oppression. It's an abomination. You don't do that. You don't do that. But that is where we have found ourselves. And you still see some people begin to ask questions, who is on the right path and who is not on the right path? Since Mazen Nandekan was taken away from us, there are people that have remained consistent saying the same thing. They never change. They never change. All you have to do is to put your head on the ground. Go and watch. See what people have been doing in the past and what they are doing now. There are some other group you see, the career agitators. And some of them who are bloggers. There is a difference between a blogger and a freedom fighter, a Biafran freedom fighter. There are some bloggers who are just blogging for blogging's sake. Whatever is in vogue, they follow. Any reigning thing that is vogue, all they need is just the latest news. Anything that is reigning, they follow it and they blog it. And you don't blame them. That is their business. That is what they do. That's what they do. But you, that you are genuinely seeking for your freedom, you don't allow somebody to play with your freedom. You don't allow somebody. We are not telling you not to blog. We are not telling you not to talk about Biafra. If you're a blogger, you are free to blog. You are free to say whatever you want to say. But make sure you take your part. Make sure you put your. When you begin to go to the direction of convincing Biafrans to move away from their real agenda to a different thing, you are crossing the line. You're crossing the line, and you're going to get it hot. You're going to get it hot. If you are a blogger and you feel that Biafra is a trending thing and you're going through Biafra, just mind your business. Don't focus. It doesn't matter. You're making your money, whatever you're making, that is your business. Just be straightforward. But once you deviate Anytime you feel you're a blogger, you feel that you are no longer interested in the Biafra issue, just walk away and focus on your trending issue that you want to follow. Pursue it and follow it. Pursue it. But for you to stand on that platform, that same platform, and begin to criticize Biafra or begin to convince Biafrans to remove from their faith, you are digging your grave. You are digging your grave and you're crossing your line. Those people that raise you will bring you down. Biafrans are formidable. We have a special anointing. Mazin Nandekan have placed a special anointing on every single Biafran. Chukwu Okike Abiyama from heaven, through Mazin Nandekan, gave us a special anointing. In this platform, social media that you see, there are people that are in charge of social media. The Biafrans. We are formidable. If we raise you and you come against us, we will bring you down. That same hand that made you can bring you to zero. Bring you to number 0. So you must have to be watchful. If you blog with Biafran issue, you blog with Biafra, it's a trending thing, you're blogging, no problem. We don't have any problem with you. But be focused. Don't go against or don't blog against Biafra. Do not go or try to convince Biafrans to deviate from what they're doing. You are digging your grave. That will be your end in social media. It will be your end. At this particular point in time that we don't need any distraction. This is the most difficult time, the most sensitive time we are in. The most sensitive time. This is not a time that you come to play with information about Biafra. This is not the time you begin to dance in information about Biafra. You don't. You don't. The Lugard Nigeria can never change unless you are consistent. If you are not consistent, you cannot be able to deal with the Lugard Nigeria. I am telling you. For you to be able to overcome the Lugard Nigeria, you must be consistent. Consistency personified. That is how Mazin Nandekan described it. Consistency personified. That is how the exact language that Mazin Nandekan used. That is how you can overcome the Lugard Nigeria. Because they will never change. If they tell you that in a remembrance of EndSARS that people will be shot at again, people will be shot at, water cannon will be using them, tear gas on people, people will be arrested. In a same country, it doesn't happen. In a same country, it will never ever happen. But what that shows you that these people don't care. They don't care about you. They don't give a damn what you say or what you do. They don't care. They don't care. Because they know whether you vote or you don't vote, they are going to rig the election and they go ahead. When we are telling that your PVC doesn't matter, it is not a joking matter. Only the people who are denying that they are the ones who are denying the obvious. The criminals that are denying the obvious. But even a blind man, if you're a blind man and you can hear, a blind man that can hear, you will know that the election of Nigeria is just a waste of time. If you are deaf and you have eyes, you will know that the election of Nigeria is a scam. People have confessed about it. Politicians have come to tell you how they rig election. And INEC officials have come and tell you that nobody wins election except by rigging. And that is why they don't care about you. That is the Lugard Nigeria. That was the foundation. The foundation of Nigeria was built on rigging. On rigging. The British themselves, they rigged the election they conducted during their own time. In that amalgamation, they rigged everything. They rigged the election. They rigged even the numbers. They rigged the numbers and pushed it to the north. And they are telling you that the northern part of Nigeria is much more populated than the southern part of Nigeria, which is a lie. Let's just use our common sense. They are telling you that the northern part of Nigeria is much populated than the southern part of Nigeria. It is a pure lie. Lie from the pit of hell. They are not more populated. There is no place in the world where the savannah is less populated than the desert. It doesn't happen. Only in Nigeria. There is no place in the world where you will see that the savannah area is less populated than the desert. It doesn't happen anywhere. Only in Nigeria you get that figure. And these same people who are telling you that not is much populated, they will tell you that in every village you go in the Zoological Republic, in every state you go, after the indigenous of that place, the second people you will see is the Biafran, Igbo Biafrans. They will still say with their own man that if any place you go to their conventional meeting, you see people come to confess it, that any place you go, after the indigenous of that place, the second population you get is the Biafran people. And yet, with all these things you are seeing, they will tell you that the north is much more populated. With the number of the Southerners you have, there is no place, any place you go, you will see Southerners there, and they are the ones that are making impact. They don't make an impact. But they will still come and give you a wrong figure and tell you that they are more populated than you. They did their fake census, a census that they will count. That is why you see in the north, people from the Nigerian Republic, they have your international passport, they have your national ID card. But in the southern part of Nigeria, you that is the original, the first class citizen of that country, you don't have it. So many people in the southern part of Nigeria do not have their national ID card, let alone have an international passport. They don't have it. But in the northern part of Nigeria, they have the foreigners, Chadians, Malians, people from Niger, Sudanese. In the northern part of Nigeria, they have your Nigeria national ID card, and they participate in vote. This is your PVC, you are running around to go and line up. They give them, they dash them, they go to their rooms and give it to them. The PVC you are running around for, every one of them in the north have it. They have even their goat, their ram, their sheep have it. Please, as you're watching, share the video and like. Please share the video and like. When you are sharing and you're liking, you are equally sending a message across. This is a critical time, a time that everybody must get the information. That is why when you come to a platform like this, you must share and like. When you like the video, you are attracting other people to join. When you click like, you are attracting other people who are not able to get information to get information. That is how we overcome the social media. Thanks to Mazen Nandekano, who have educated us and handed the social media over to us. We must not let go of it. It doesn't matter what they do in their conventional media. It doesn't matter what they say in their conversation. Today on social media, we can stand our ground and keep them on standstill. That was why we were able to keep Mazen Nandekano on top. Regardless all they do. In electioneering period, a time when they are talking about election, but yet they cannot forget talking about Mazen Nandekano. All thanks to the work the media warriors are doing. The work you and I, you that is watching me on the comment section, you that is on the comment section typing, what you are doing and what I'm doing is what made it impossible for them to forget Mazen Nandekano. And they will never. Today, the Lugard Nigeria will never ever change. You don't forget that topic. The Lugard Nigeria, nothing on the planet Earth will change except force. It's only by force that you can change Lugard Nigeria, and that is why we have taken that force. The kingdom of God suffered violent, and only the violent one take it by force. Today, we are going to go violent, and we will take it by force. That is how to change the Lugard Nigeria. The Lugard Nigeria will make sure that justice does not stand. That is why you see Lugard Nigeria. In 2015, when they arrested Mazen Nandekano, he was granted bail several times and they refused to let him go. They refused to let Mazen Nandekano go until pressure was mounted. Pressure upon pressure, protest upon protest, before their hand could not hold him anymore, and they let him go. Look at Nigeria is still repeating the same thing, and they are ready to repeat it again and again and again and again and again. They are willing to repeat it. Mazen Nandekano have been discharged and acquitted. Even when you see the explanation of the judgment of the court, of the appeal court, the judgment of appeal court made it clear that no court in Nigeria should sit on the case of Mazen Nandekano anymore. Go and look it up and read it by your own self. You will see. The appeal court made it that no court in Zoological Republic must try that case anymore. No court must try it. But what do you see? They are still busy pushing their propaganda. They are still busy talking trash in all angles. They are still busy doing one nonsense or the other. And up to the extent that today, they are coming out to say that they appeal the judgment. Appeal the judgment. The Lugard Nigeria does not respect rule of the law. They don't respect the rule of law. And they will never, ever respect the rule. It doesn't matter who is there. It doesn't matter. They will never respect the rule of law. That is how the Lugard Nigeria is in the structure. It's in the structure. That is why an appeal court will give a judgment. And they will come and appeal the judgment. Even without obeying the law first. At least if you want to appeal, you have to obey the law first. Obey the law first, let him go. Then if you have to appeal, you appeal. Then you continue your case. But they never let him go. They never let him go. But we are going to we are going to turn the table. We are all things working for good to them that Lord go Kabiama. Everything is turning out for our own good. Everything is working out for our own good. My brothers and sisters, any place you're watching from, continue to count days. We are counting days into Biafra. Do not forget that, and don't be distracted. Be focused. It doesn't matter what you hear. It doesn't matter what you see. It doesn't matter the angle they are coming from. Be focused. Focus on the days that we are counting. We are counting days. It's not years. We are counting days into Biafra. You must pay attention. Don't be distracted. As for our spirit, let me tell you, if that is your fear, nothing will happen to Mazen Nandekano. Some of you who say you are afraid, you don't want to do this, if you do the harm, let me tell you, nothing will happen to Mazen Nandekano. I say it again, nothing, not a hair in his head will be touched. No hair in the head of Mazen Nandekano will be touched. He is going to come out and raise the flag of Biafra. So don't get afraid. All you need to do is to focus on the days that we are counting. 2023, we are going into Biafra. It doesn't matter what happens anyway. It doesn't matter anymore. As for Mazen Nandekano, safe and sound in the hand of Chukwu Kabiama. Let me tell you, when they made the greatest mistake, when Chukwu Kabiama did the last miracle was when they kidnapped him in Kenya for 8 good days. 8 good days of kidnapping Mazen Nandekano in Kenya. If they had the authority over his life, they would have taken Mazen Nandekano. And you and I will be here moping. Because nobody will tell anything. That was when Chukwu Kabiama proved to you and I that no hair in the head of Mazen Nandekano will be touched. He will be there and raise the flag. That was when Chukwu Kabiama proved it to us that no hair in his head will be. So don't be afraid. All you have to do today is to pursue your freedom, following the template of Mazen Nandekano. That is why I love my brother Simon Ekpa so much, and I will continue to support him 101%. He is building on the template of Mazen Nandekano without flinching an inch. That is what every genuine Biafran is supposed to be doing. Not you sitting down and waiting for Mazen Nandekano to give you order. You're waiting for the lawyer to go and see him and come and bring second-hand information for you. You just fool your hand. That means you are insane. That means you have not learned anything. And that is why you see all this Department of Saboteurs. You know that all this while they were with Mazen Nandekano, they learned nothing. They were not even listening to his message. They were only there claiming to be boss and all this one, trying to dominate, trying to command and control, but they never learned anything from Mazen Nandekano. Nothing. Because if they learn something from Mazen Nandekano, you cannot be waiting for Mazen Nandekano to tell you what to do. Because he has said it all. He has said every garden thing you need to move into Biafra, Mazen Nandekano put it in place. He put them in place, everything you need. All you need to do now is to activate those things, activate it one after the other. And that is exactly what our brother Master Samuel is doing. That is why he's doing exploits. And if you go against him, you see your 6 feet. If you go against Master Samuel, you are going against the project of Chukwu Kabiama. Anybody that goes against Master Samuel, you are going against the project of Chukwu Kabiama. And as you are going against the project of Chukwu Kabiama, you cannot survive it. You can't survive it. Who can battle with the Lord? Only brute use or Bobu Omuyen also. You want to fight with your chi? Go ahead. You want to fight with your chi? Go ahead and fight with your chi. One with God is majority. As long as Master Simon Ekpa is standing on the project of Chukwu Kabiama, genuinely fighting for the freedom of his own people, uncompromised, every missile you throw against him is going to come back to you in 100 folds. As long as Master Simon Ekpa is standing on the truth, pursuing the freedom of his own people by all means possible, pursuing the agenda of Chukwu Kabiama, following the foundation led by Mazen Nandekano, any missile you throw to Mazen Simon Ekpa is going to come back to you in 100 folds. And wait for it. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. But it's pitiable that some of us don't learn. We don't learn. Smart people, they learn when things happen to others. You don't wait for that thing to happen to you before you learn. When things happen to people around you, you learn from that. You learn from people's mistake. You must not wait until it happens to you. That is how smart people behave. Don't wait until it happens to you. You learn from people's mistake. You must not wait for it to happen to you. But today, because of criminality, because of envy and jealousy, because some people's mind have been seized, because some people Chukwu Okabia have removed their mind. That is why even when they see death, they cannot stay away. They see evil, they support it. If before you begin to talk against Master Simon Ekpa or fight against Master Simon Ekpa, go and check the people that fought the battle. How are they? How far? Since Mazen Nandekan was kidnapped, every missile, all the people that volunteer themselves to become an instrument in the hand of the enemy to fight him, go and check them. How are they? How are they? How well are they doing? In their various platforms, how well? How well are they doing? How well? Why he has been busy focusing on the freedom of people. They are busy going from one native daughter to the other. They are busy doing one charm or the other. They are busy doing one. Meanwhile, the person you are fighting against doesn't have your time. The angels of Chukwu Okabia are on guard, watching, directing him. And he saw the video he made when he made a proclamation. Every single proclamation he made there, and Biafran people say, it's going to happen. Every single proclamation that Master Simon Ekpa made on that broadcast that he made, the day he laid curse on those people, every single curse he laid is going to take effect. Watch and see from now to December. Biafran people said he say, and Chukwu Okabia is in agreement with whatever we are doing. The innocent blood that have been split in Biafran blood are witness. The innocent blood that they are spilling, they are witness. The same way the blood of Abel cried to Chukwu Okabia. The same way the blood of Abel cried to Chukwu Okabia. That is the same way the blood of my brothers and sisters today is crying to Chukwu Okabia on what their own brother is doing to them. You see why they must not go free? You see why none of them is going to escape it? History will always repeat itself when people are not doing what they're supposed to do. The same way the blood of Abel was crying, and Chukwu Okabia had the blood of Abel, and he was asking, Cain, what have you done to your brother? That same way, a lot of blood of innocent is crying to Chukwu Okabia, and you think he's not listening. You think he's not paying attention. And you think Chukwu Okabia will let go. You are digging your grave. It would have been better if you were not born. Mainly those who are Biafran, you are a Biafran and you are standing against your own people, fighting against the freedom of Biafra. Your own case is going to be the worst. It will be better that you were tied a stone in your neck and thrown into the ocean. That should be better for you than what is going to come upon you. You are a Biafran, born in Biafran land, Biafran blood flowing in you, and yet all you do is to stand against the freedom of your people. All you do is to hand over your people to the enemy. All you do is to betray your people and give the life of it. All you do is to watch the blood of your people flow, innocent people. You can never go free. Watch and see. The proclamation of the dragon, Master Simon Ekpa, it will come to pass because the whole Biafrans are in line with him, and he said to his prayer, and Chukwu Okabia approved it and signed it. Watch and see. Today, you see what is happening. Today, the abduction that is still going on as you're watching the video, as you are watching me here, they are still abducting Biafrans. They have come. They are abducting our brothers and sisters. They abduct them and they transfer them to the north. And you find out that people who are pointing hand and doing this operation, some of them are Biafrans. Some of the people who are working under the useless called Ibubago, under the criminal Ibubago, taking our youth, kidnapping our youth on broad daylight. We have seen several videos. We have gotten several information. The kidnapping that's going on Biafra land. But let me tell you, they cannot get to their destination. Every single one of you that is sponsoring the killing of Biafran people, Mazen Nandekan have placed a curse already. And that course that Mazen Kano played, let me tell you, Mazen Kano is not just the leader of the IPOB. It's not just the leader of the Biafran people. Mazen Kano is our spiritual leader. Very, very spiritual. And that is why each time he comes to broadcast, he will pray. He will pray to Chukwukabe and tell you in a clear times, in black and white, that I do not worship idol. He will say it in clear times. I do not worship idols. He worships Chukwukabe, and his allegiance is only to Chukwukabe. That is why everything he says come to pass. And Mazen Kano said, if you come to Biafra land to take the life of Biafran people, you can never return alive. And you think it's a joke? Try. Keep trying. And go and ask them, all the troops they have been sending to Biafra land, how many of them returned? All the troops they sent to Biafra land, how many of them returned? You see, why I love the autopiloted IPOB is that we are not after propaganda. Some of you might be waiting for video evidence. We are not after that. We are not after that. We are following the template of Mazen Kano. You have forgotten. Mazen Kano warned the ESN. Do not take video of any operation. Do not cover any video. Time for that has gone. We don't cover any video. The enemy will confess by themselves. The enemies, they will confess by the water everywhere. They will confess of the water by themselves. Not we. We don't have time for any propaganda. No time for that. You are going to see Biafra with your own eyes. They will confess by themselves. That prayer that Mazen Kano made, that prayer stands. That if you come to Biafra land to take the life of Biafra, you can never, ever return alive. It doesn't matter where you hang your life. It doesn't matter where you hang your life. It doesn't matter what you think you have. Come to Biafra land and you take the life of the innocent. It doesn't matter your tribe. Even if you are a Biafran and you are taking the life of Biafran in Biafra land, an innocent person, you cannot go free. It doesn't matter your tribe. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your location. It doesn't matter whom you are. It doesn't matter how connected you are. As long as you play a part in taking the life of innocent in Biafra land, you will never have a home to return to. You will never live to tell the story. That was the prayer of Mazen Kano. And we said, he said, and Chukwukabe took it. Good. It doesn't matter. All you got to do is to wait. We should be thanking Chukwukabe for giving us the kind of people he gave us. Our student Mazen Kano, who laid a strong foundation. And today, we have our brother Mazen Simon Ekpa. Mazen Simon Ekpa building on the template of Mazen Kano. On that foundation, without removing he never removed anything. That is why you see him standing gribam, stronger than ever. Stronger. All the missile that is coming from right, left, and center. Even the saboteurs, they are hiring people to come and speak on their behalf. Hiring people. Every time they go to hire people to make them relevant, yet they can't stand him. They are hiring people, but he is standing as a figurehead and facing them. And they are falling by the roadside. Every one of them falling by the roadside. Some of them who still have the boldness, they come to their senses and they withdraw. They come to their senses and they withdraw. But those who their hearts have been sealed like Pharaoh, just like you see Pharaoh, after the whole miracle, Pharaoh still chased the children of Israel into the Red Sea before he got the final blow. Those group who are still chasing us into Biafra land, they are going to get the swallow of the Red Sea. They are going to see the swallow of the Red Sea very, very soon. They are going to see it. We are moving into Biafra in 2020. We are counting days. We are counting days. All you have to do now, the most important, that if you are in Biafra land or you're not in Biafra land, please notify your people to know the time that we are in. It is a very sensitive time. A very sensitive time that you must pay attention. Don't leave any stone unturned. Don't take anything for a joke. Every information is important. That is why when you come to any autopiloted platform, please, if you have not subscribed, subscribe. Share the video, like the video, make sure the video go viral and reach everybody. Information is key. We cannot leave anybody behind this time around. We will try as much as possible to reduce the collateral damage. We have lost a lot of people and we cannot continue to lose. Let me tell you in clear terms, it is not the wish of Biafrans for anybody to lose his life. It is not the desire of the Biafran people for anybody to lose his or her life. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your tribe. It doesn't matter your dialect. It doesn't matter your location. It is not the wish of the Biafran people for any innocent person to lose his life, because we know the value of life. Just like the Igbo people say, they call human being mando, the beauty of life. That is how we describe human being. That's to show you how important human life is. The beauty of life, mando. So it is not our wish that anybody, it doesn't matter your religion, your tribe, your location, to lose your life. Innocent person. We will try as much as possible to reduce the collateral damage. But in the state that we are now, is a time that we have to take on the enemy. We have to take on the enemy. On self-defense. Self-defense. The dragon flag is up and it's not going down. Today, self-defense have been activated to the full measure. That same measure they are coming to us with, we are going to go back to protect ourselves with that same measure. The same measure they come to us with, we are going to give it back to them. If they come with AK-47, we go with AK-47. They come with SMG, we go with it. They come with armor tank, we go with it. They come with aircraft. Time shall come, we go with it. And you have heard it in clear terms from our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, that the alliances that we are talking about, they are on board. We are not alone. We are not alone. Those physical alliances you want to see, they are much, much available. And the greatest alliance you can have, the greatest alliance you can have is Chukwu Okike Abiama, who is directly on our side. Chukwu Okike Abiama is living in Biafran land himself. That is the greatest alliance you can have. If you have alliance with Chukwu Okike Abiama, you have nothing to fear. You have no cause to fear anything. That is why Mazen Nandekano said it in his own word, that anytime we are marching, we must march in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama, not in the name of any idol. Don't put your hope in any native doctor, in whatever or whoever. Do not put your hope in any fetishism. As you are moving, put your trust and hope in Chukwu Okike Abiama. It's only him that can make anything you have to be effective. Anything you have as a protection, it is only Chukwu Okike Abiama himself that will make it to be effective. Mazen Nandekano said it in black and white, that anytime we are marching, we must march in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama. That is how we overcome. Don't bother yourself about the arms and ammunition they are coming with. Don't bother yourself about what they are coming with. The children of Israelites have fought the war. This same war we are going to. This same war we are going to fight. Our own grandparents. Our Jewish grandparents, they fought the same war. In the same vein, empty-handed, and they won. Through the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. And that grace is still available. The grace on the Jews is still available. Don't forget, we are the chosen people of God. The chosen people of Chukwu Okike Abiama, and no man can deny us that. That is why you see they are fighting us from east, west, and north, from all angles, from all corners. They don't want to let us be. That grace, even you that is a Biafran, those grace you cannot see, they are seeing it. They are seeing the grace in you, and they are jealous about the grace in you. That is why they want to make sure they crush you. Those things you don't see, you that is a Biafran, there are certain things you don't see in yours. You don't even value yourself. You don't even know whom you are as a Biafran. And when I'm talking about Biafran, don't misunderstand me. I am talking about everybody in the old southeastern region. I'm not talking about Igbo. We are not fighting for Igbo nation. Igbo is just a nation. It's just a nation. We have so many ethnic groups in Biafra. When I'm talking about the grace of Biafra and the strength of Biafra, I'm talking about the old southeastern region, the present south and the southeast. Any place where your mother is tying two pieces of wrapper. If you are in any zone where your mother is tying two pieces of wrapper, I'm talking about you. You are part of what I'm talking about. So better take away your mind if you think I'm talking about Igbo nation. I'm not talking about Igbo nation. When I'm mentioning Biafra, I am talking about the old southeastern region. The present south and the southeast with the lower Benue. Or any place where your mother, if your grandmother is tying two pieces of wrapper, you are part of the Biafran people. Don't forget that. And you must have to key in. Key in into the blessing. We are special people. And you have to be proud of that. Don't be shy about it. Don't be shy about it. Don't be shy about it. We are special people. We are special people, anointed by Chukwu Okabiama, and that is what they saw. And the Fulanis cannot understand why Chukwu Okabiama will be speaking through these people. Why Chukwu Okabiama will be fighting for these people. They can't understand it. They can't. That is why Saduana Aziz Ahmadu Bello was interviewed by BBC. He was asked, why are you so obsessed about the Igbo Biafrans mainly? He was asked, Ahmadu Bello was asked, why are you so obsessed about the Igbo Biafrans? Why are you obsessed about the Biafrans? And what did he answer? He cannot mention anything, crime we have committed. He didn't say we stole their land. He didn't say we attacked them. He didn't say we killed them. He didn't say we defrauded them. The only thing he was saying is that Igbo Biafrans are people who are hardworking. That even if you put us in a labor camp, in that labor camp, we will emerge as a hero. And then he used the term domineering. How do we dominate you? When you talk about domineering, when somebody is working hard to improve himself and along the line he becomes better than you, that is not domineering. If you want to compete, you can compete genuinely. You can have a healthy competition. It is free. Look at our Oduduwa brothers. Our Oduduwa brothers are doing exploits. They have educated men everywhere. They are engaging on a genuine competition, and they are educated. So many of them very educated, and they're doing exploit everywhere. But for a Fulani man, he is not going to improve himself. He will be busy focusing on you to drag you down, to make sure you remain on the same level with him. That is why a Fulani man is a cancer that must be taken away. A Fulani man is a cancer that must be, because in their own case, they will not strive to improve themselves. They will not engage in a healthy competition. They will only try to make sure they keep you to their own level. They will make sure you remain in their own level. You never cross that level. So everybody will stay down. That is what they have succeeded in doing in the Lugard, Nigeria. In the Lugard, Nigeria, where they introduced a quota system that will make it possible for an illiterate to become a president. Meanwhile, you have brains everywhere in the South. You have brains, professors, double professors everywhere in the South. Some are abroad, some are at home, doing exploit. But yet, you have an illiterate in the North running the affairs of the country. Thanks to Lugard, Nigeria. You cannot change Lugard, Nigeria. The only way to change Lugard, Nigeria is to end this very zoological republic, disintegration. The only way to end the Lugard, Nigeria is disintegration. And I want my sister, our mother and sister and auntie, Ankyo Breeze, complete that your statement. The only way to end the Lugard, Nigeria is what? A breakup. Stop standing in the middle. Each time you make a comment, complete it and pursue it. We love you. You are part of us. Our auntie, our mother, our sister, Ankyo Breeze. She made mention of this Lugard, that you can't change Lugard, Nigeria by election. Don't stop there. Tell us how to change Lugard, Nigeria. And the only way to change Lugard, Nigeria, which you know, is the path that President can have taken to destroy the Zoological Republic and lay a new foundation for a new nation to emerge. When Biafran nation comes in place, when Biafran country comes to exist, every nation in Biafra will spring up. Ijaw will have their nation in Biafra. The Igbo nation will spring up. The Efik nation will spring up. Every other nation, it doesn't matter if you're 2 or 3 or 4, you will stand on your own as a nation. Manage your resources the way you want to do it. Be able to practice whatever you want to practice. That was what Mazen Nanakan has explained, the time with that number. He has explained it, that it is not about dominating anybody. The Igbo Biafran that you are afraid of, they are not ready and willing to dominate. Nobody is ready to police anybody. Nobody is willing to do that. Everywhere you see them doing exploits, they go outside, they buy the land, they beg you, even you sell the land, double the amount, yet they can be able to afford it and they buy it. How is that dominating? How is that domineering? When you sell something, you double the price and the person still was able to get the money and still pay and retrieve that very item because it's important to him. He didn't force you. He didn't put bullet on your head. How is that domineering? How is that domineering? Why are you afraid? The Igbos from history have not conquered anybody. They have not conquered any tribe to overtake them. We have not conquered any tribe to overtake. Not because we don't have the strength. Not because we don't have the number. Because it is not the plan of Chukwu Kabiam. It's not the plan of Chukwu. We have only laying our hope on Chukwu Okike Abiama. He is in charge. Chukwu Okike Abiama sees the affairs of the whole people in Biafra land. That is what we believe. And only him can direct the affairs. You don't have the right to take what doesn't belong to you. Even though there are some people who are doing it today. But that is not our plan. That is not how the Igbo Biafrans were structured. From origin. May Chukwu Okike Abiama give us the grace to know that which is right and pursue it. Remain focused. Listen once again. I tell you, the only way we can change the Lugard Nigeria is to end it all. That is the only way we can change the Lugard Nigeria. To end the contraption. If you don't end it, it will end you. The only way to change, they will never change. The Lugard Nigeria will never change. They are ready to commit suicide at any minute. They are ready to commit genocide at any minute. They can do it again and again. They can shoot you again and again and again. Each time you protest, they will, look at EndSARS. EndSARS, they are remembering today. They are still shooting. EndSARS, as they are going to, they are still shooting. Unrepentant criminals. That is what you have in that Zoological Republic. They are willing to take your life again and again and again. They are willing to do it again and again. That is Lugard Nigeria. And the only way you can stop this shenanigan is what? By ending it completely. End it and lay a new foundation. And all these people who are jumping around, calling themselves activists in Nigeria, they know this truth, but they don't have the liver. They know this truth, but they don't have liver. They are like the people who went and brought a false report and said that they saw giants. They saw giants, that we cannot enter the promised land because of the giants. We cannot overcome the giants. That is the report of these people who call themselves activists in Nigeria. Their report is a wrong report telling you that the giant, you can't fight the giant. But the true report came from the people who brought the good report. And they said, since Chukwu Okike Abiama has said we should go, occupy, and take over our land, we are going to go. That we can do it. And when they brought the good report, the people of God went there and they overcome. Today, Mazen Nandekan have brought a good report for us. The only man that has brought a good report. And today, our brother Mazen Simon Ekpa, with faith, is built on that report. And here are we, some days into Biafra. My brothers and sisters, key in into these days into Biafra. Prepare yourself. If you are in Biafra land, get all the necessary materials you need around you. All the food items, stock up food items for yourself. Every necessary food item that you need regularly, stock it up. Something like salt, rice, and whatever. Food store and toiletries, stock it up. Stock it up for yourself. There will be a time when you might not have a market to go to. There will be a time when you might not have the opportunity to go to market. The only way to survive is to stay safe at home. That time we might get to that point. But let me tell you, it is not going to be like the past one. We cannot fight for 3 years anymore. This one that is coming is not going to be for too long. But you have to prepare yourself. Prepare your mind. Prepare your mind. Prepare your mind. We are getting to the end of the road. Prepare your mind. It's not going to last for too long. But after this, we all are going to rejoice. Remember the word of Mazen Nandekan. They will kill us. We will kill them. But at the end of the day, Biafra is here already. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect everybody that have joined me on this broadcast. Everybody that have listened to this very broadcast, any place you are joining from, if you are joining from Biafra land, I say may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. No bullet of the enemy will touch you. If you are watching from any part of the world, a Biafran, you are going to see Biafra come. You will not only see it, you will step into Biafra with your feet and you will raise the flag of Biafra with Mazen Nandekan. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our men on the ground. Secure them, protect them, build a wall of fire around them. No evil shall befall them. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect Sunday Igboho. Secure Sunday Igboho, guide him, protect him, and give him courage to continue on the last minute. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect all our Odudua people, our Odudua brothers and sisters who are fighting on different fronts for their own freedom. May Chukwu Okike Abiama grant them strength and freedom. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect the middle belters, those who are genuinely fighting for their freedom. They will see freedom in their lifetime. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our volunteer force, the volunteer force in Nigeria who are fighting, who have put their life on the line for you and I. May Chukwu Okike Abiama be their guide. Build a wall around them that no bullet of the enemy will bring them down. Wherever they are, let the fire of Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide them and protect them and lead them. They will go and they will return alive. May Chukwu Okikabiyama continue to guide and protect every autopiloted member. People who are fighting on day and night to bring the real information. Our media team, may Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect the media team. Guide and secure them. Give them more wisdom, knowledge and understanding. Continue to reveal things to them and give them the courage to fight on the last minute. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect the Umuada. Our Umuada who are making things work. Our Umuada who are guiding, directing, and making things work the way it's supposed to be. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect them and secure them. Madam Azuka, who is there helping to pilot things the way it is going. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect them and secure every member of Umuada that is there. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect them, secure them, give them more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to continue to walk until when we get into Biafra. May Chukwu Okikabiyama continue to guide and protect our brother Simon Ekpa. Our brother Simon Ekpa, who is taking the bullet, who is in the front, taking the bullet for all of us. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect him. Continue to give him more mental toughness. Give him more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to continue to lead until when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will join us. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect him. No bullet of the enemy will touch him. Everything they have done against Simon Ekpa, it is back to sender. Just as he prayed in his last program. Everything they have done against him, back to sender. They will get it in 100-fold. Whatever they have done against him, they will receive it in 100-fold. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Wherever he may be at this material hour, we know that he is in the hand of Chukwu Okikabiyama. Let Chukwu Okikabiyama continue to carry Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in his palms. The way he has been carrying him all this while from all dangers. The way he has been securing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from all dangers, from all trouble. Let Chukwu Okikabiyama continue to bear Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in his palms. No evil shall befall him. No trouble shall come before him. No power shall overcome him. No trouble shall come before him. Every poison they have injected into his body, whatever poison they have placed in his body, may Chukwu Okikabiyama discharge the doctor spiritually to begin to minister to him. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will remain strong and very strong. Long life in the land of the living. He will join us. He will raise the flag and stay with us for a very long time. He's going to grow old with us. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. No weapon formed of fortune against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. No weapon formed of fortune against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. I say no weapon formed of fortune against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Thank you so much for joining me on this program. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you and remember blessed. And I will see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okikabiyama. Thank you. Please join me on my other programs and share the video. Reach out to people you need to reach out so that everybody will get updated. Thank you and remember blessed. Bye-bye.
Pentecost.